Hey guys, here at Malone's Marine, Ironton, Ohio, and we're going to talk about what could be the baddest boat on the planet right now, the iKon. This is my first look at it, and these boats are astronomically expensive. I want to throw that out there right now. I know that's what you're thinking. These boats are over the top. I think that they have this one listed without graphs for like $104,000. And I was skeptical. When I got in here, I was like $104,000, way out of my price range as a teacher, probably out of your price range if you're watching my channel. But let's talk about some of the features that I think kind of makes this boat worth the price point that they're asking for it. And again, this is just my personal opinion here. So I've only been looking at this thing for about an hour, I guess now. I'm going to show you some of the cool features that I found on this boat that I think warrants the price tag that they're asking for this thing. This one is available right now at Malone's Marine. If you're interested, come down and get your hands on it, feel it, check it out. Look at the stuff I tell you today in person, because I think you're going to want to. Again, this is a 20-footer right here. This is the LX. It's a 20-foot LX. They just brought out a lower end version of this, the VLX. But this is the top dog of the iKon line, except this is a 20-footer. I don't know why you would buy a 21-footer. This boat is so big. I mean, it's crazy. The deck is absolutely ginormous. So let's dive into this. Let's look at some of the features of this brand new iKon boat. So maybe if you're interested, you come down and get your name on the title of this bad boy. Let's take a look at it. So you need some storage. It's got it. I am not a giant guy. I'm pretty heavy. I'm 220 pounds, but I am about 5'10" on a good day, 5'11", and I can fit inside here. Let's take a look at some, the storage compartments. I think they said that you could put 40 of the Plano 3400s or 3700s or whatever the biggest ones are. I'm kind of like Tyler said a minute ago. I don't know how you could stack 100 of them in here probably. This camera angle is not going to show the depth of this thing very well, but you saw me setting in that thing. All the little dividers in here, they can be moved, taken out. 2 lights up here to illuminate your rigging of your favorite baits. Open up the driver's or the passenger side rod locker here. These rod lockers can fit, they're claiming 40 rods per side. I'm figuring that you could probably get more than that in there. but you can fit up to a 9-foot 6-inch rod in this thing. I really like that the rod locker lid comes back past 90 degrees, giving you some more access to that. One of my biggest things for boats is if they come to a 90-degree angle, it's just hard to get rods and stuff in there. I think having this come past 90 is really good too. Got a day box here. Pretty deep. There's a light there on the side of that, fire extinguisher underneath. This thing has 6-gauge wire ran all the way through it to the bow, so you get clear power all the way when you very first get the boat. 2 butt seats come with the boat. This is the driver's side rod locker. Not as long. I don't think you're fitting 9.5-foot rods in there. I could be wrong. I'd say most of your rods are going to fit in there up to 8 foot, I would say. You can see, because it goes, I'm sure it goes way up in there past those switches. Standard boat buckles here on the front. You're going to have your switch panel here. Has a radio, which I'll show you in just a second. This is one of the cool things that I think no other boat manufacturer is doing. These are powered USB ports. There's 6 of them as far as I know. 2 here, 2 at the console I'll show you, and 2 to the left of the co-angler where they're sitting. Rigged right now with a Minn Kota Ultrex Quest. Giant spot here for a graph. I'm sure you could put a 16-inch graph in there very easily. 2 cup holders. We got some storage spots here on both sides for tools. Big steps going off the front. I wear a size 11 shoe, and you can see how big it is compared to the front step here going down to those steps. Nice handle there to get up on the boat as well. Stepping here into the console, this is actually really pretty daggone cool. If you buy this boat, get a model of your boat, which is pretty daggone cool. Inside here is all your pre-rigged stuff for bus, your CAN bus stuff there, or your bus signals for your like power and stuff to graphs is all here. You have the hydraulic steering, filling that there. Really accessible. Got a Sea Monster chip there for the power poles, so you can connect them to a graph. All right, here at the helm or the driver's seat, got a spot here for your graphs. Obviously, you can see how shiny it is there. You can see my phone. Got a little spot here for the cables to go through. Most of your graphs are going to be, you know, attached here. Push button here. All these are just push button. Lights, live wells, pump outs, which we'll talk about in just a second. This live well pump out is actually really cool. This is a bilge, navigation lights, and compartment lights. Now, it does come with trim, or I'm sorry, blinker style trim, and if you go with the jack plate upgrade, you get the trim style here on the jack plate as well. Now over here, this thing is crazy. So I'm going to turn this power off here. The crazy things about this, I'm gonna put my camera in the back here and I'm going to show you what happens. This power button right here, so normally what happens is you have 2 turnstile switches that you turn on, like your trolling motor and your big motor or whatever, on in the back of your boat, and that's to keep things from running all the time, or to, you know, have graphs on if you're running down the road, etc. When you press this power button here, it automatically turns those switches on for you. So you got some radio coming on here. Let's let this power up. This is also the head unit for the power, or for the music. I'm going to pause this so I don't get a flag here on YouTube. But let me put my camera back here. Let me turn this thing on and watch what happens. I mean, that is crazy to me. Again, radio stuff here. This is touchscreen, obviously. You're going to have your lights. This would be all of your information. How much fuel's in it. What live well temperature. Now, this is one of the things we're going to talk about in just a second that nobody else, as far as I know, on the planet is doing. And this is a really cool feature that I think kind of adds to the, you know, the price that they're asking. You can see here, you know, a lot of different stuff, RPMs. You can see where your hydraulic jack plate's at, your tilt trim, when it's running, battery voltage. Got a circulation system within here. You can change all these things here you need to, vessel diagnostic, etc. There's a lot of stuff in there. I'm not going to dive into this stuff because, you know, it's not what you're going to be worried about. These seats are extremely wide, for one thing. They have a lever down here that you can pull, and these things will slide back and forth. But what you don't normally see, unless you're running a Vexus or something like that, is that these seats actually have they have suspension in them. So if you're running rough water or whatever, it will cushion your blow in rough water. That's fit and finish stuff that's second to none. I'm telling you. You got your live well in and out over there. Actually, that's your drain plug for your boat, the main drain, and then the flow right open close. I'm going to show you in just a second what that is. Got a standard 6-inch speaker down here. I can't show you right now because I'm using my camera, or my phone as the camera, but down here in this area right here, that is a phone caddy that opens up. But this is a wireless charging panel. Got the key down here at the bottom, hot foot standard. More of those powered USB ports here, so that makes 6 that I know of. 2 here, 2 by the passenger side or the co-angler side, 2 on the bow. Cooler here, insulated. On their website, they claim that it is Yeti cold. Really thick, really insulated. Down here is all the stuff for the power poles and all the stuff that gets rigged, you know, once you buy the boat. So this is all, you know, fairly deep within there. You got obviously a drain down there. Just to kind of talk about how deep this boat is. This is a standard size coal beam that is 18 inches long, and it sets vertically in this boat, and it doesn't touch the bottom. You can see that it wiggles in there. Spots for scissors, pliers, smaller stuff here. You got basically the same with the bump board over there. Another thing that I forgot to mention is they have a channeled spot here in the hull, like right here. This drains water away from your rod or away from your lockers to keep them dry. Plenty of access over here for the co-angler storage for the rods. Again, down here are 2 more USB ports, powering GoPros, charging phones, you know, things like that. Live wells are insulated, thick, really thick lids here on the live well system. This thing has a G-juice or any other kind of additive that you want. There's a tank back there. You see that white tank? You can fill it up with your favorite, you know, G-juice or whatever you're using in there, and it will automatically dispense that when you press a button into the live well. Live wells are automatic, meaning that if you don't have water running through your live well pumps, they will kick off to keep from burning the pumps up. Now down here is what I was talking about earlier, that I feel like that this is one thing that nobody on the planet is doing. This right here, this white box that you're seeing, this is basically an AC unit for your live wells. On the side of this thing, I'll show you one of them in just a second, on both sides of the live wells, one on this side and one on the other side of the live well, is basically a water jacket, or it's basically like an AC plate. You set the temperature of the water that you want, and it keeps at that temperature all day. Could be 150 degrees outside. Your fish are never going to know it. Back in the back here, got this thing rigged up with an Odyssey battery. All of your stuff can be reached down there. Live well pumps, all of that stuff can be easily reached. And here's another cool feature that you're not seeing on many boats, is that you can push those pins over and down, and this whole thing will come up and out of here. Like this whole lid will lift out of here. So you can reach down in there, rig what you need to. You're not, you know, compressed by this thing. You can lift that thing off there and really get down in there and work. Again, this thing will hold 6 AGM 31 series batteries. This one is paired with the Minn Kota Precision 4-bank 15 amp battery charger. On the co-angler side, again, there's room over there for 2. There's 3 here. You can put another one over there, so you can do 6 if you wanted to. Power pole blade pumps here. Again, this tank right here is for your favorite additive, G-Juice or whatever. Really daggone cool. I mean, that's, you know, nobody else is doing that. Down here you can see all of your flow right stuff, easily accessible. But you can see right here where that refrigeration hose is going in there. There's literally a metal plate on both sides. I think this side, actually it may be just, I could be misquoting on that, so maybe it's just one side, I don't know, but it does keep, it has to be 2 because they're separate live wells. It keeps your live wells cool. Again, you saw it up there, it was 74 degrees. You can keep your live wells as cool as you want on a really hot day. Keep your fish still swimming. This boat is rigged with a Bob's Marine 10-inch hydraulic jack plate, which is an upcharge as well. You can see out through there how the deck kind of elongates to the left. So you have it here, and then the deck comes out farther, giving you, I mean, crazy amounts of space for the deck. Another cool feature here, you can see these lights that are on the trailer. They're all the way up through there on both sides. This trailer has a float switch in it. When you back your boat into the water, you back your trailer into the water, that float switch comes on, it floats under, that's why it's called a float switch. It floats and it turns those lights on so you can see your trailer in the water and be able to back or put your trailer or your boat on the trailer every time, you know, whether it's super dark, early in the morning, etc. Got fiberglass backed seats on the back side of that, which are collar matched. So you take this out, there's a nozzle that comes with the boat. You put it in here and turn it, and you can fill your live well bag while you're sitting in the seat. I didn't show you guys inside an actual compartment here. Pretty deep there. I mean, you're talking 18 inches deep there at least. I said it was one live well, but it's actually, or 2 live wells, but it's actually one that's bifurcated there in the center. So it's probably just that on the other side. Probably just has that one cooling jacket on that one side because it's going to cool the water for both of them. Again, you can see the thickness of that live well door there. So guys, that's some of the fit and finish things here that I was super impressed with in the new iKon boat. Again, this one's available here at Malone's Marine. They're the newest iKon dealer, especially in this area. I suggest you come down and take a look at it for yourself. What I've shown you does not do this boat justice. If you're in the market for a boat like this and you can swing something that is upwards of $100,000, I could see where this boat would be for you. It would be for me if I had the funds to do so. Crazy boat, awesome Awesome boat. A lot of cash. But in my opinion, I think it's worth it. You know, I had a hard time saying, you know, $100,000 plus, why are they that expensive? You now see fit and finish, small details, intricacies. They've thought about everything that they needed to think about in this boat. 20-foot boat. I don't think you're going to need a 21-footer. This thing is giant across the deck. Again, I put all those things up there so you can go back and rewind it and watch all the specifications and things of the boat. This one's available down here at Malone's Marine, Ironton, Ohio. Here's the number if you want to get a hold of Chris or Tyler or somebody down here. Get your, you know, put your eyes on this thing. I suggest you do so. It is an amazing boat. I can see why they are asking that kind of crazy price for them, because a lot of cool stuff.